And we're here.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, happy Tuesday. Happy Ace 2 release day.
I did not even remember, didn't even dawn on me that they did the release. And then I started to see videos and I'm like, hey, cool. Kind of like a surprise for me.
Wasn't this one they kind of snuck in on us, didn't they?
Yeah, even though they did have a date planned out and everything, and so it was a nice surprise.
Well, it looks like Chuck and Lori are joining us all the way from Ireland.
All right.
Take it easy on the Guinness there, Chuckster. It's a bit more has a bit more kick than what you're used to. And Frank is here. What is this? Outbreaks, E. coli? Yeah, well, you can't do anything anymore and eat any. Now they got a bunch of waffles on recall for listeria too. So careful what you buy. Oh, we got old Brent and Jim and Bob Casey, Gary Bauer.
Good group. Thank you for popping in and joining us today.
Yep.
We've got a lot of interesting things going on and a lot of
we got
a lot of material. We have a lot of material. There's a lot of material.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover today. But let's start with the one product that was released today, the Ace 2 Pro. Or is that Ace Pro 2? How do I name that thing?
Ace Pro 2. And
why is this not pulling that?
And it is a very interesting camera. I would say, to me, it is a dead tie with the DJI camera because both of them have little things that the other one can't do. And to me, there's a lot of cool things about. I really like that little flip screen. That little flip screen is so handy.
Okay, we're back to English.
And that's, to me, that is the, other than all the other image quality stuff is all the same. I think of what I would use it for, and I can hook DJI mics to both of them. I can pretty much operate it the same way. I think the stabilization is pretty good. Definitely acceptable. They've gone so far. Probably the most important difference between the two is if you use your phone often and you use it to do things with the video, the Insta360 has a way better app. Their app and the stuff you can do with your video, if you're working with your phone, is just way more cool. So I think as far as the imaging and what they both are HDR. They've got.
So I looked at some comparisons, Action 5 Pro versus the Ace Pro 2 here. And I like the colors on the DJI better, or the coloring or whatever, shading, whatever you want to call it.
There's a very slight difference. It is
a very slight difference, but at times the Ace Pro 2 looked a little over sharpened to me.
The DJI sensor can play it does better night tricks, even though it doesn't work in as dark of environments. I think where the Ace Pro tries to just brighten up the darkness, the DJI camera will enhance the darkness a little differently. It accentuates different
Yeah,
highlights. It gets down to what you kind of prefer. Um, the definitely the loser though is GoPro. I'm GoPros, they're struggling. It
yeah,
seems like
they're really harping on the low light capabilities of this.
yeah,
And
oh yeah. I think I could use either camera and be happy. If I had one or the other and I had to take it somewhere, I would be happy with both cameras. I really would.
you
I
know,
like yeah.
the flip screen, it's great because you actually can see a pretty good size screen when that thing is flipped. And my Sony has a flip screen like that, and it's great. But I'm not sure that that's the best thing on an action camera. You know?
The only thing I think the only thing I if you ride your bike a lot with a camera, it's nice to be able to flip the screen up and look down and
Yeah,
be able to that to me is the kind of the nice, but you don't have a lot of room, so you can't, but you can see it to adjust it. Obviously you can also flip your camera down. I mean, it's
yeah,
uh you know there's just little things like that. Say you're trying to get your image, and you're holding it's when you're holding the camera in a low position, and you flip it up so you can keep the camera low and look down to see if you're in frame. There's some little things like that it's nice. I think both of them have really good, sound quality. They both I know that the Action 5 does a great job with the wind. um, I think so. I think they really have it's a dead heat. Well, there's 8K. Somebody said I think Jim said
yeah.
8K, the 8K cropping in and stuff. Yeah. So I agree with that one too. You get a big image, and then you can, um, the
Yeah,
zoom
no,
clarity.
8K, great, but I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything in 8K anytime soon.
Yeah. If you
Uh,
went to Africa like that, you would, because you don't want to get anywhere near the damn lions, but you get 8K footage and you can zoom in on it later. There's things like that. Um,
yeah, I mean, in the Zoom, the Ace Pro 2 definitely did better than the Action 5. So no
I
two
use
ways.
my I mean, there's a lot of us that don't have the same, needs. I mean, I use cameras all the time. I'm always thinking of what camera I'm going to use, what angles do I want to get, what would be the best. To me, it's like, okay, if I'm going to do a certain video, what can I do with the camera and then once I turn it on and put it down, I don't want to have to mess with it ever again. I want to just set it down, turn it on, and everything has to work. You can't work it for an hour or 2 hours, get some great footage, and then you go, oh my gosh, my audio sucks. Or those are things that scare me, especially the audio thing. There's nothing worse than getting a killer video and then having the audio go, and you're like, oh my God, what just happened? But drone or camera, I'm picking and choosing right now. I'm not just buying everything. I didn't go and jump on the Ace Pro today. I was excited about it. I'm like, oh man, that'd be fun. The last time I did that, I got an Action 4. So not just sitting up there doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a real, wondering. Yeah, of course, Sean already has the
I'm
Ace Pro 2 ordered.
I'm excited for some more FPV stuff. I want to be able to push my FPV port. So I don't know if the goggles, I think the O4 air unit is definitely on my list of for sure things. 8K, you're not trying to edit 8K. You're using a clip of 8K. So you just want to use it so you can just zoom in um, to a specific piece of a video, mostly for editing. So you get an 8K chunk and you bring it into your video, and then you can zoom in on it and just get real close to stuff. It kind of acts as a different lens. It gives you that option if you needed to get a wide, you will go wide, super wide, or you can bring it in, and then not lose too much quality. It's kind of like cheating, really. I don't think you're really going to see any 8K videos. It'd be cool. None of us have, I don't know if any of us has a TV that can do that, but that's a lot of
Only,
pixels.
only very few of us have the equipment to actually watch an 8K, and
Yeah. 8K is definitely, it's about getting the most pixels as possible. It's kind of like 50 megapixel images. And that's another thing it does is it gets, mine will do 48. I think that'll do 50 something because of the 8K. So you get this really, really useful image that you can just do more stuff with.
well,
It's fun to mess around with really high resolution images.
since we're on cameras, I'm going to throw this one out there because that is coming too.
Yeah, they brought some really interesting images out of that. I mean,
So this is supposed to be a image of the DJI 360 camera.
and then we got the fake images too. Well, not the renderings.
This is probably a rendering, but um, I'm very skeptical. I'd really like to see some footage out of this before I make any decision, because 360 cameras have this notorious problem with the stitch line. And it took Insta360 4 generations of 360 cameras to get that stitch line under control.
Right. Here's some more. I just shared some more rendering too. That's possibly another image. This is a rendering by somebody, and all it does is it looks like a GoPro Max, right? Is that what that is? What they call that? GoPro Max?
No, this actually almost looks more like the Insta X series.
Yeah, and that's
Long body like that was a camera, was a
yeah.
screen.
But don't you remember was it GoPro that did the GoPro Max 360?
Yeah, GoPro did a Max.
They didn't have a screen on it though, and this is shorter and fatter. Um, but this is not. I think what we're going to end up getting is something DJI interesting, but yeah, I'm with you on I'm of this camp. Insta360 has been working on these cameras for a long time, and they've put out a lot of versions of it. And there are very common problems that all of them have. One of them is stitch line. The other one is, having enough pixels to get a true 4K image. And 5.4K isn't enough. 8K is very close to almost a full 4K image, which is what the X4 has. So I think the only thing that they can do to make this good is they're going to have to somehow create some kind of wizardry to get rid of the stitch line and to DJI the image so it can be multitasking, get the lens flare is another one, but because the X4 has a lot of really redeeming qualities. There's a lot of things that about it. You can use just one sensor and just use one lens and just do action camera stuff. And then you can flip it over to 360. It's got some, and there is use case scenarios for a 360. But I have one. I have an old 360 camera that basically does enough. I don't need much more right now. It would be great to have a higher quality, but if you put the 360 on your bike and you just slightly angle it, you get an image of you and an image of where you're going, and then you can flip back and forth on your ride. That is nice to be able to do. Where you get both, and then of course you can put a selfie stick on it, and then you can get the drone effect, where you're which is really neat too for doing bike reviews. It's pretty awesome. But I haven't. It's a pain because to steady a camera on a stick while you're trying to ride something and not hit a tree or something, not hit a branch. There's an art form. But Insta360 has an app that they've been working on now for multiple generations, and DJI does not have an app. Their app sucks. They don't have an app that's worth a crap to use with your action camera. They're way behind. So Insta is the king of 360, and they would have to do some serious crap to make me want to buy that and not an X4. I don't know what they could do with it. You see those two buttons down there on the bottom of this version? Well, I'm not even going to look at those because those might not even be real. So,
I'll get back there. What
yeah.
buttons are you referring to?
These two down below here, there's a double and then there's a single. To me, that would be this will do both sides and this will do one side, just like the X4. Okay, basically what DJI is going to do is they've just copied the X4. They reverse engineered it. And you know what? That would make total sense at DJI. Let's see. Was it Bob Casey? Let's see. You guys are talking about the Air 3.
Air 3S.
I would definitely like to pick your brains about it. You guys, anybody who has the Air 3, put your thumbs up for sure, so we know who to ask. I sure as hell don't have one yet. There's too many things to do right now. And I do want to fly it. There's no question about it. I just am not. It's not in my cards right now. It's just not right. It's not. There's just a time where things work out, and then there's, like I told you, just for some reason, I didn't feel stupid that day to push the button. And most of the time, I usually do feel stupid to push the button.
Well,
I was going to see if there's any more images.
Let's shift gear a little bit, and
That's the rendering.
We'll look at the other, your FPV. And that's Matt's tech. He done some measuring on it. And, well, this is a leak of the 04 Air Unit Pro. And apparently there's two versions coming out of 04. There's a Pro and a Lite. And this is supposed to be the Pro. Shows to have a 1.3-inch sensor with a focal 2.0. So
can you blow it up?
There
you go.
And First
28
thing
by
that jumps out
33?
at me on this whole thing is that camera ain't going to fit a frame that's out there.
That's pretty small. At least the unit part is.
Well, that's 34 by 34, which is about the same size of the
What it is, yeah.
PTXs we've got now.
Right. A little bit bigger, I think. Let's see.
Okay. It's got 20 by 20 and 25 by 25 mil mounting on it.
Oh, yeah, I see the screws there. Okay, I see where.
There's some screw holes there.
I see.
So,
That's what he's got measured there. I couldn't see that right away. Now I see it.
and I can just see Chris Rosser, who just had to redesign all his frames to fit the old 3 cameras, taking a look at it, just go, oh shit. Here we freaking go again. Because if these are the 2 mounting points for this camera, oof. And as far as embossed as they are, if the camera itself was 20 by 20, they'll stick out a bit from that. Yeah, this is going to be, yeah. We're not going to stick that in anything existing. Now, y'all play nice. Sunrise just showed up. Howdy, Sunrise.
Yeah, it's anytime you get a different size, width, you get these, especially the camera. How do you protect it? Does it need to be soft mounted? You know, what type of soft mounting? Is it the Jello thing, that it gets it back to the Ace Pro 2. And that they did some gyroscopic work to get rid of the jitters with that. Maybe DJI was able to engineer out the jitters and the Jello, because that always sucks.
Well, here's the question. Can DJI fit all the hardware needed to remove the jitter and jello into that VTX? Or do you record all that stuff and then have some sort of app and post go in and remove whatever jitter or jello there is?
Yeah.
And it's got a USB-C right here on the right hand side. Why do I think it's USB-C? Well, there's a USB sign right there, and it has to be USB-C because the European Union won't accept anything but USB-C anymore.
Right.
So that's why Apple had to change theirs. They didn't want to. They fought that tooth and nail. But
Yeah, I really like the quality of the camera, so I'm excited for the 04. I wished I had one right now. And yeah, USB-C has its redeeming qualities that are good.
then I come across a leaked image of the Mavic 4. It's either Mavic 4 or the Air 4. So no, runs on the M3 controller. So we know that. This is what people think we're flying when we tell them, "Oh, I fly drones," and that's the first thing that comes to their mind is these Predator drones. Oh, you get one of those? No.
Scary.
Did you hear that shit that happened up in Virginia, where they had 17 separate incidences with drones at the Langley Airfield up there? And we're not talking DJI drones. We're talking massive drones that are, on a larger scale, more the predator type scale.
Yeah, I didn't. I know I heard about the incursions, but it makes no sense that the government can't stop that type of stuff or be able to detect it. Or, I mean, all the other crap that we do, they know what we're doing. So, China sending a long range predator drone that flies at treetop level over abandoned land. If something flew over big, of any certain size, I mean, we wouldn't.
They keep running into a drone problem down at the border where that drone goes all the way up to 20,000 feet. They try to chase it and they couldn't keep up with it.
Well, they're going to stick a missile in it sometime. So just to see if they
Yeah.
could do it. We're not going to hear about that. We'll just hear that there was a drone incursion. We're not going to hear that it was shot down and recovered. And they found 2 aliens inside of it.
That might not be a bad idea to go to quadcopter instead of drone to make
to
the
Roswell.
distinction. That's not all bad. So, Chuck, how's Ireland treating you? I see you pop back in.
Ireland.
Start out every morning with an Irish coffee.
Whiskey is good. Yes, it is.
My friend of mine that was in my unit in Berlin was dating a gal from Ireland, and he went up there pretty regularly to visit. And she got him a tour of the Jameson distillery for a birthday present one time. That looked pretty freaking neat. So check if you're there and happen to run into the Jameson distillery, you want to take a tour. And she lived up there where they originally shot some of the Star Wars stuff. Oh, he already visited Jameson. Of course. Should have known. Should have known that you make a beeline for Jameson.
Let's see. You guys, where are you guys close to? Limerick?
Yep. Guinness,
north?
Guinness and Jameson.
You guys north, central?
I imagine they're all over the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My roots that I have that are Irish are from that area. And it's all freaking impoverished areas. But it's beautiful there. Holy crap. At the West Coast.
All right. Well, let's get back
East Coast. No, West Coast. It'd be West Coast.
Let's get back onto the leaks, because we've got more leaks. Boy, do we have leaks. So there's a new goggle coming, the N3 goggle, which is supposed to be a single display, LCD. So they're saving some money there. But it'll come with the Neo and the DJI Love toy. Here's one combo there advertising. Howdy, Chris. And then we got some more images of just the goggles. And then this is an interesting shot. And as Dad pointed out, this has two separate lenses on it. And what are you thinking that means? There, Dad.
Don't know.
What's your theory? Come on, you told
well,
me yesterday what your theory was on that.
well, my theory was diopters, the separate diopters, but I've been one of the clues that was put up the other day is that you can fit those goggles over glasses. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused right now. Because usually if you fit over glasses, you usually are looking at a screen, not at a segmented image. My guess was that you would, like the Integras, they would come with the little case, with the little diopters, and you just stick your number in there and there you are, you're done. So I'm very confused by this. Very confused. The padding
Bob
looks nice.
says he's got a set of these goggles apparently, and says these are their diopters that pop on and off.
That's a diopter. And that would be nice. It would be nice to have because some of us have like a 150 and a 200 or whatever, or 200, but they look nice. I really like the adjuster. Hopefully they put a decent sized battery in there so we don't get
Well,
that.
they kind of look like the love child of the Integras and the old V2 goggles.
The Integras were good. I liked I didn't have a problem with the Integras. I just had two sets of goggles. I couldn't have both. I kept my pros because then I could just adjust them as my eyes got crappier.
So I would completely expect DJI has got another antenna hidden behind the front panel here, another set of antennas hidden behind the front panel, and then the two linears sticking up.
Yeah, Props Off says he has the diopter templates, so they look the same as they look the very same shape of the diopters in the Integras.
Yeah.
Hopefully the
I'll be
fitment.
interested to see how this one plays out.
I think it's a great trainer. I really enjoy flying it with the Neo in manual. I think it's a lot of fun. There's no stress in flying that thing. You can run it into stuff, and it's very durable. The camera's okay, and you're not going to get really awesome footage, but I guess if you stayed straight, you didn't turn, the bit rate is so slow that the video looks like crap when you do anything.
And Joe for the Leo's here. Howdy, fella.
Yeah, Props Off. I'm totally. Yeah, it does. Gap's nice. I can fly it way closer in than I made it look. I've got a lot of control over that flying it. If I just, flew slower and stuff. Just a nice little bird, flies fun. It pairs up nice. I think some of it has to do with the controller, using the controller too. I kind of fly a little bit better with with my ELRS controller. Blue.
Jim actually released a little video where he had the Neo follow him around on a scooter, and he's going through some sort of tunnel, and there's murals on the walls inside the tunnel, and it's kind of interesting how he got the Neo to go in there and follow him and catch the murals at the same time. So
Jim's droning. I thought you said diapers. Oh my God, there's some old people in here, some old ears. I thought you said
Jim is
diapers,
off.
not
Jim is off.
diapers.
Yeah, Jim is off that age. Depends on where you.
Astigmatism. I don't believe in that magic crap.
Who's taking what?
You ever seen the one where the person calls the other person a magician, and they're like, "I'm not a magician. I do magic."
Well,
No,
anyhow,
musician. You're a great magician.
so everybody hit that thumbs up, please.
Do either of us do FPV? Yeah, a little bit.
Do either of you do FPV whoops?
Oh, whoops.
And
I mean, like this and like this and like this. And I got another one that's broken.
I'm guessing he's talking about tiny whoops,
Oh,
like
little ones. Oh, it's
little
not
ones.
center whoops, but tiny whoops. Yeah, I'm not a. That's too
I'm
small. I
not.
can't see. You're talking
I'm
about
not into.
astigmatism.
I've tried. I wanted to like him, but I just can't. I just can't get there. I've had the Meteor and both flavors several times over, and I ended up selling every last one of them. And actually, the last time when I went on the bench, I actually sold all my spare frames to get rid of all that stuff because I get into it because they're easy and cheap to build, but
I'll
then
be right back.
famous last words. So yeah, no, I don't. I tiny whoops not really my thing. We got some whoops. I've got the smallest whoop I've got now is the gold film. Salt my race whoops? No, I don't race. I don't race. I don't do. I hardly do flippity flops because that's not my thing. I like long, smooth flight, just sitting and goggles and fly over the parks. That's perfectly good with me. I don't need to go crazy. So the limit of auto 2. Oh, Joe Fortalea is on a computer. Too cold to be sitting out in the garage there, Joe? Only ever see you on your zero gravity chair in the garage. Was at your porch? Something like that. Did y'all hear about the helicopter that went down in Houston over the weekend? Apparently, he hit a radio tower. He was flying at 600 feet, and the tower was a bit higher than that, and he hit that tower and crashed and killed 4 people on board. Oh, you got a new PC. I see. Yeah, there's some crazy shit happening in Houston right now.
What happens when you drink a 32 ouncer before a live stream?
Ah. Yeah, go show the little man the big world.
Yeah. Still
Yeah,
can't.
did you hear that helicopter crash in Houston? Yeah, they were flying at 600 feet and ran into a radio tower.
Ugh. They thought it
And
was 600
there's
feet.
video of it that shows the red light on top of the radio tower was working. But for whatever reason, pilot didn't see it and hit it, and helicopter pretty much exploded on impact. Everybody on board's dead, so prayers go out for their families.
That's horrible.
Oh, what was it, about a month ago? Some guy apparently had some sort of medical episode. He was in the Walmart parking lot and stayed in his car and managed to drive his car through some fence and hit a gas pipeline regulator or something. And that blew. That took like 4 days for them to put out that fire. And his car was right next to where the flame was come shooting out, and there wasn't much left of him after they were finally able to get that car out. Yeah, he got a little crispy.
I'm looking at the E. coli report there that I just saw for the first time. McDonald's hamburgers, quarter pounders, 49 illnesses in 10 states.
At where?
McDonald's quarter pounder. 49 people.
Making the news again.
It looks really good too. I don't even see E. coli when I see it. I'm like looking at it going, damn, I would take my chance. I'm kind of hungry right now. What's the odds of me getting it?
You're waiting. Well, all the outbreak is in Tennessee. Where's that at?
It doesn't say. It says 10 states.
In 10 states.
Yeah.
Well, find out if Utah's one of them, and then make your decision based on that.
Mm. You think they're timing that? You timing that with Trump, thinking that he didn't have his gloves on in those videos?
Well, he was only in one McDonald's in one state, so
I know. I'm just saying. I'm surprised that it wasn't turned into a. It still has time to be turned into something.
Well,
crazy.
everybody say good night to Chuck and Lori.
All right. Yep.
You all enjoy the rest of your vacation. Yeah, film some more stuff for us. Post more pictures.
That's got to be late there. It's got to be like 1 a.m, huh?
Midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
So
yeah. Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, and get a good video going. The award committee is waiting. So, anyhow, what else do we have to talk about?
Okay, we got we could look at. Hey, the one thing I forgot to talk to you about was 3D printers.
3D printers and the freaking sales.
There's a deal going, but you showed me one that was what was the make of that one?
That was the Creality.
The Creality S1 or something, or it's
K1.
basically I looked at it. They basically took the sides off of a really good printer and just made it for regular use, and the price is really good. Bamboo A1 Mini. There's a sale in Bamboo right now, but this one actually is I was actually looking at the other Bamboo printer, the S1 or whatever that. Yeah, $200 for.
The October 1st through December 3rd, Bamboo's got
Yeah.
the
I don't want a small printer, so I don't want a mini anymore. I've already got one that does great. I can't do that. I already thought about that going, no, no, no. I
yeah.
can't do the
So
mini. It's just the build plate's too small.
the 199 is for the the go to entry level 3D
Yeah.
printer.
It's just the build plate's too small, but the the X1C, no, it's the P1S.
P1S. This is
That
the
it doesn't
one.
have yeah, it's just obviously you have to add that doodad on the top, but it's
Yeah, for the multicolor.
right, but
And
it's
then it comes out now to 750 for that thing.
I think it's cheaper than that for the it's 750 for the with the add-on, I think.
Yeah, it's 750 was the add-on.
Yeah. Which is a really good deal. It's under $1,000 and you got a freaking you got a production level printer. That thing is good. It's 250 by 250, right? Something like that. Go back one page. It actually had the build plate
Yeah,
size on there.
256 by 256 by 256.
Yeah. That's a nice size build plate. And it's enclosed, so you can do the hot stuff in that one. You can do pretty much all the material that you want. But that's super expensive now. That's for all of us like $700. That's a lot of money. But go to the other one when you get a chance. And I'm definitely gonna get a printer. I'm gonna buy another printer. It's time for me to get a new one.
Well, you got through December 3rd to make up your mind. Was the
Well,
prices.
with those, I might get the other one. I might get
Here's the A1.
I might get the A1. Um, and maybe not buy the extra, by the reels. I guess with that one, you'd probably have to buy it all that way.
Well, I mean, it's $299. What just freestanding? It's $450. So
Yeah.
$150 price difference between the two.
You almost kind of have to have that because that's what you want at multicolor. But that has got a bigger build plate. What's the build plate on that? 200 by 180 or 180?
Let's see.
I kind of want the bigger. I want a big build plate with all the bells and whistles for as far as leveling is concerned.
That's 256 by 256 by 256.
Okay, then it's
Yep.
because that has only got great reviews. It's just got amazing reviews. It's got that super fine technology built into it to make super smooth. It's perfect for PLA. You can just kick out, cool PLA projects.
Well, they got a way to mount the reels up top on that.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
That changes things a little bit for me.
Yeah, I like that too because
I wasn't looking at it too closely because no, you gotta have real estate to put the freaking reel holder.
exactly that's the way I'm looking at it. I want it to fit where my printer is right now in that same spot, and that would fit with the reels on the top. To me, that's perfect. And for $450 to have that capability, multicolor prints, super high quality, bamboo quality, wireless, where you can print right directly from your phone. It doesn't get much better than that. I mean, I'm still in the dark ages right now. I'm still moving little cards around. So
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
it's I
not
think it's
that is
time.
not a
I think it's
bad
time
deal,
to
but
I think it's time to definitely go to the bigger, to a better quality printer, but
oh, there's the Creality right here.
yeah, the Creality is the K1. Yeah, that's a great printer. The price is killer on that. And that is the same printer as the other version. It's the same one as their industrial printer, and the price is super super reasonable. I think you can print two color with it. It's got a multicolor head.
Let's see one. Here's the flagship series.
Yeah, I
And
think I think it'll do multicolors. I think it'll do.
here's the multicolor one. That's the
Yeah, it
K2.
does have
That's
the. It has the. Yeah,
$1,500.
yeah, but that's what's the K? The K1 SE. No, the K1 SE is the one that I was looking at. Yeah. Oh wow, the K1 and the K1 SE is not much difference in price. The SE is supposed to be the same quality as the K1, regular K1. So he ordered two AMSs at that multi-center. Wow. I understand why you do that. I mean, you can go into business. You can make a little business. If you can get the right products and, crank them out, make good quality. That's what Dobo does. He's
Yeah.
just he's just cranking out. He's got like 8 printers. He makes like 20 grand a year just cranking out products. I just want to have the flexibility of making certain things that I wanted to make that I can't because I'm, you know, limited in
This
what I
this is the one. This is the thing I'm interested in right here.
oh, the scanner.
The scan.
Yeah. If you got a good printer, then your scanner is your next level. So then you're designing stuff. Because that would be kind of cool to be able to design my own. Basically, you take somebody else's product and you reverse engineer it. Go buy their product, stick it on a freaking plate, scan it. Go scan a Chinese freaking drone accessories. Oh, but the K, what do you think is a better printer, Kai? Would you buy the Bamboo or the K1 Creality? That's if you had a choice. Would you buy the K1? Um, I mean, it's
Well, the
great. Super fast.
only K2 you get was the multi printer hit, and then it's $1,500, and that's just not in my budget. So, um,
Auto leveling. It's got a LiDAR scanner on it.
yeah, I mean, you get into the X1C. If you looking at the P1S, you really need to look at the X1C just for the extra features. And
They're the ones
I'm
that
considering actually I'm leaning more toward that Bamboo than the Creality, because Creality has the stigma with me that there's a lot of tuning involved.
right.
Yeah,
These ones out of the box are just supposed to just go.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm going to spend money, $500 on a printer, the damn thing better be ready to go.
It says Curie is the best scan app.
So, no, I got my artillery sitting over there at X2, and I got that thing so dialed in now that it prints whatever I throw at it. And it's not the fastest, but I mean,
I want the flexibility of, here I'm looking at something on my phone. Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. I'm gonna go turn my printer on and send it to the printer and see what it turns out. I mean, that is a different world than, all right, I'm gonna go to my slicer, I'm gonna go F around with my slicer for an hour and a half and tweak it. I'm freaking phone to the printer. I'm McDonald's when it comes to stuff. I'm Burger King.
Have it your way.
Yeah. Obviously, there's times where you can't do that, and then you do tweak it, or you change its size a little bit. Scale it or something.
What do the filament pricing look like for the bamboo? Because bamboos have their own filament.
Yeah, Jim, I looked at Maker World. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Maker's World is pretty cool, but I'm looking at the
So you go to my channel and go to your shorts.
folks.
Hey, props off. Put your URL on there for us, would you? I'd like to see what you got going on. Hey, here I got to get this. My phone.
It's that time. It's the taco call. It's the taco call.
Yep, taco time. But yeah, I think it is time. It's been 2 years, maybe 3 since made 2 years since I bought the my little TPU printer, and that thing's great for just knocking out a quick TPU part. So yeah, props off. Put your URL up if you would, and like to check it out.
TPU is $40 a freaking spool.
Oh man, it's thank you.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's
okay. So they got some. Hold on. This is not the regular TPU. This is HF.
Blue
Whatever.
Labs going on there. Props off. A1 Mini. Ludicrous speed, huh? Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time.
Right.
But I think seriously I need to look that way, and I'm at that point.
Go look that way. All right. If you haven't done so already, I appreciate if you hit that thumbs up down there, please, on your way out as we're packing it up for tonight. It's taco time for that.
There's still a lot of at least we're not sitting in limbo right now. We got things to talk about. We got that's why I want to get into maybe back into printing a little bit so we can.
Well, Air 3Ss are arriving at people. I saw a couple of people posting that there's stock arriving or they're being delivered to their houses.
Yeah, they're taking more time.
One more quick heads up PSA for our Goggle 3 folks. Goggle 3 has a new firmware that's supposed to fix the old 3 problems.
Yeah, I did update my Goggles 3 and my 2 quads, so I'm praying.
Yeah.
That if I go fly my 5-inch up there, that it won't take off like Mr. Croc, where I'll never see it again. And
so, anyhow, we shall see y'all next week, same time, same place.
And just we'll leave with this one.
You've got something to leave.
Yeah, I've got something to leave with. You leave with here. Let me present it really quick here as we go. Okay, this is This is archival footage here of the last few minutes of Mr. Croc. So
before
Mr. Croc,
Mr. Croc decided to go to the holy hunting grounds.
can you play taps, please? It's gone. Oh, I'll never forget you, Mr. Croc. I will never forget you.
He vanished in the lava fields
never to be recovered
of
because
Southwest Utah, never to be recovered.
There's no way to get him. No way. You would die crawling down in one of those freaking lava tubes looking for him. Oh, so freaking sad. That is so sad. He's there alone right now. I can tell.
Yeah, you abandoned him.
Upside down.
You abandoned Mr. Croc. After all the work I put into him to make him back and make him whole again, after you tore him, after you shredded him to pieces.
Props Off said, "Did you see the RF loss flash?" Yep. Gone. Actually, right before it, he started to side. He started to.
Did you see the distance by chance before the RX loss?
That wasn't that far.
I mean, Mr. Croc had a rough life, you know.
He did. I crashed the crap out of him. I didn't even know.
Is that Dad Random's quad? I think it is. Ah, there you go. That's gonna make that land.
He's just abused. He's an abused quad.
That was the kiss of death from Kelly.
All righty, guys. We have to hustle out of here.
All right. Well, again, we'll see you all next week. Hit that thumbs up on the way out, please. Appreciate it. And until then, bye.